Councilmember Nguyen.
Here.
Councilmember Brissette.
Present.
Councilmember Glapion.
Here.
Councilmember Moreno. Councilmember Gissison Palmer. Councilmember Banks.
Here.
Councilmember Jeruso.
Here.
We have 5 members. We have a quorum.
Good morning and welcome to the April 8th, 2021 New Orleans City Council meeting. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to preclude us from meeting safely in our council chambers. So we must therefore continue to operate in this virtual fashion using the public comment guidelines outlined by the Louisiana Attorney General. As a refresher to the public, here are the public comment rules that we will follow today. At the beginning of the meeting, the council's research officer will read the agenda for today's meeting in its entirety. That agenda is also online at council.nola.gov. Anyone wishing to comment on any agenda item should go to council.nola.gov and fill out an online public comment form. Only written public comments will be accepted. Public comment will be limited to 1 comment per person per item. Comments should also be limited to 2 minutes when read aloud and be germane to the agenda item at hand. Public comment will be closed at the end of the 30-minute public comment period. This will be announced and no written comments will be accepted beyond that point. Before voting on an agenda item, council staff will read any public comment received for a pending agenda item. At this time, I'll turn it over to Teresa Beecher, our council research officer.
The agenda for the April 8th, 2021 regular city council meeting is as follows. Page 2, approval of the minutes. Consent agenda. 1. Communication from Paul Harang, interim chief of staff, submitting the recommended agenda items for deferrals for the April 8th, 2021 regular city council meeting due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Page 3. 2. Communication from Aaron Spears, chief of staff and council utilities regulatory office, submitting the transmittal document for communication related to electric and gas utility matters to be received by the council of the city of New Orleans at its meeting on April 8th, 2021. Communication submitted by Entergy New Orleans LLC ENO. 1. Quarterly report on rough production cost equalization adjustment, submitted pursuant to R 13162. 2. Purchase power cost recovery, PPCR adjustments for the April 2021 billing cycle, submitted pursuant to R 2067 UD 1807. 3. Purchase gas adjustments for the April 2021 billing cycle, submitted pursuant to R 03272. 4. Environmental adjustments for the April 2021 billing cycle, UD 1807. 5. Fuel adjustments for the April 2021 billing cycle, submitted pursuant to R 2067 UD 1807. 6. 2020 Reliability Plan Project Status Report, submitted pursuant to R 1898 UD 1704. 7. Bi-monthly report of ENO on New Orleans Power Station expenditures submitted pursuant to Resolution R 1978. 8. Reports related to the New Orleans Power Station submitted to the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality submitted pursuant to R 1978 UD 1602. 9. First quarter report detailing regulated utilities' proportionate share of Entergy's assets, operating and maintenance expenses submitted pursuant to the Rule 53 Settlement Agreement and Resolution R 98-187. Page 4. 3. Communication from Amy B. Trepanier, Personnel Director, City of New Orleans Department of Civil Service, submitting for council approval amendment to the Classified Pay Plan, Health, New Classification, Health Project and Planning Senior Administrator exempt, in accordance with Article 10, Section 10 of the Constitution of Louisiana as adopted by the Civil Service Commission at its meeting of March 22nd, 2021. 4. Communication from Melissa Quigley, Assistant City Attorney, City of New Orleans Department of Law, notifying the council that the transmittals from safety and permits that were received at the March 25th, 2021 council meeting were transmitted in error, and that council approval is not required pursuant to the Code of the City of New Orleans for the following properties as they are outside applicable historic districts and should be withdrawn from the agenda. 4215 South Claiborne Avenue, 4227 South Claiborne Avenue. Page 5, number 5. Communication from Tiffany Jackson, Deputy Director, New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund, submitting the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund's 2020 annual report as presented to the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund Board on March 18th, 2021. 6. Report of the Executive Director of the New Orleans Historic District Landmarks Commission, Central Business District Historic District Landmarks Commission, submitting a report regarding an appeal of Historic District Landmarks Commission's decision to fine the applicant $10,000 for demolishing in excess of what was authorized in the approved drawings for property located at 6322 Annunciation Street. 7. Report of the Executive Director of the City Planning Commission, transmitting zoning docket number 1721, all council members, 2521, Councilmember Gistleson Palmer, deadline 6/7/21. Page 6, number 8. Report of Teresa Beecher, Council Research Officer, New Orleans City Council, transmitting a demolition report for the following property: 2605 North Villeray Street. Number 9. Calendar number 33,265 by Councilmember Gistleson Palmer. An ordinance to establish a conditional use to permit a 3-unit multifamily residence in an HMR3 Historic Marigny Treme Bywater Residential District and an RDO 1 Residential Diversity Overlay District on Square 257, lots 20 and 21, or part of lot 221 or an undesignated lot in the 3rd Municipal District, bounded by Burgundy Street, St. Roch Avenue, Spain Street, and Dauphine Street. Municipal addresses 2458 to 2460 Burgundy Street, and otherwise provided with respect thereto. Zoning docket 621. Page 7, number 10. Calendar number 33,268 by Councilmember Banks. An ordinance to establish a conditional use to permit a wine shop in an HUB1 Historic Urban Neighborhood Business District, a CPC Character Preservation Corridor Design Overlay District, and the Magazine Street Use Restriction Overlay District on Square 204, Lot 14A in the 6th Municipal District, bounded by Magazine Street, Constant Street, General Pershing Street, and Milan Street. Municipal address 4210 to 4214 Magazine Street, and otherwise provided with respect thereto. Zoning docket number 821. That completes the consent agenda. Page 8, item number 1 on the regular agenda is the executive session. Pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statutes 4216 and 4217A2, the Council of the City of New Orleans may convene an executive session for the purpose of discussing the following litigation: the City of New Orleans versus 1031 Canal Street Canal Development LLC et al., docket number 2020-7214, Division C, Section 10, Civil District Court for the Parish of Orleans, State of Louisiana. United States of America versus the City of New Orleans, Civil Action number 12 CV 01924, Section E, Division 2, United States District Court for the Eastern District of Louisiana. LaShawn Jones et al. Versus Marlon Gusman et al. Civil Action number 12859, Section 1, Division 1, United States District Court for the Eastern District of Louisiana. LaFaye versus City of New Orleans, Civil Action number 2041, Section E, Division 2, United States District Court of the Southeastern District of Louisiana. This executive session is scheduled to be held at 11:30. Regular agenda, page 9. 1, demolition request of Roy Ferris Jr. Requesting a demolition permit for the following properties. I apologize. This item is deferred until the meeting of April 22nd. Item 2, demolition request for 5217 South Durbany Street is requested to be deferred until the meeting of April 22nd. On page 10, number 3, the demolition request of 2605 North Billary Street is deferred until the meeting of April 22nd. Item number 4, the demolition request at 4215 South Claiborne Avenue is to be withdrawn. On page 11, number 5, demolition appeal of 4227 South Claiborne Avenue is requested to be withdrawn. Number 6, the HDLC appeal of Craig Scott PSG LLC, requesting to appeal the Historic District Landmarks Commission's decision of a $10,000 fine for the deviation of the certificate of appropriateness for renovation for property located at 6322 Annunciation Street. 6B, motion M21-128 by Councilmember Jeruso. Motion denying the appeal of a $10,000 fine for the deviation of the certificate of appropriateness for renovation for the property located at 6322 Annunciation Street. Page 12. Number 7, legislative grouping. 7A, zoning docket 321, City Council motion number M2400, requesting a text amendment to the comprehensive zoning ordinance to establish the Algiers Riverfront Overlay District to ensure that certain uses and designs are compatible with and preserve the character and integrity of Algiers, applying to all lots except for those zoned neighborhood open space, OSN, within the following boundaries: the Mississippi River at the Crescent City connection to Brooklyn Avenue, continuing along Brooklyn Avenue, including Brooklyn Avenue, becoming Powder Street, continuing along Powder Street to Pelican Avenue, continuing along Pelican Avenue to Bounty Street, continuing along Bounty Street to Delaron Street, continuing along Delaron to Seguin Street, continuing along Seguin Street to Morgan Street, continuing along Morgan Street until it becomes Patterson Road, continuing along Patterson Road to Hendy Street, and from Hendy Street north to the Mississippi River. The review of the proposed amendment shall include the following considerations. 1, regardless of any law to the contrary, the height shall be limited to 40 feet and no more than 3 stories. 2, in the M1 and MU1 and MU2 base zoning districts, the design standards shall be as provided in the HU-MU district. 3, the option of downzoning the base zoning within the entirety of the proposed overlay or any part thereof in order to achieve limited use and design restrictions. Any downzoning proposal is subject to a maximum base height of 40 feet and 3 stories. 4, the option of amending the existing riverfront overlay RIV2 Algiers subdistrict standards, sections 1813G of the Comprehensive Zoning Code, to eliminate or modify the height limit increase so that only a maximum of 5 feet beyond the height limit of the underlying zoning district is permitted. The intent of this possible revision is to consider allowing only the minimum height bonus necessary to achieve a view of the river from the upper story or stories of a 3-floor development. If no such height bonus is necessary to achieve this view, the intent is to remove the option of any height bonus under the RIV2. 5, in conjunction with 5 above, the option of amending the existing riverfront overlay RIV2 Algiers subdistrict standards, section 1813G of the Comprehensive Zoning Code, to add a possible parking bonus as a replacement for the current height limit increase. The intent of this possible revision is to establish an affordable housing incentive that is more compatible with the neighborhood than the current height limit increase. All lots, except for those zoned neighborhood open space, OSN, within the following boundaries: the Mississippi River at the Crescent City connection to Brooklyn Avenue, continuing along Brooklyn Avenue, including Brooklyn Avenue becoming Powder Street, continuing along Powder Street to Pelican Avenue, continuing along Pelican Avenue to Bounty Street, continuing along Bounty Street to Delaron Street, continuing along Delaron Street to Seguin Street, continuing along Seguin Street to Morgan Street, continuing along Morgan Street until it becomes Patterson Road, continuing along Patterson Road to Hendy Street, and from Hendy Street north to the Mississippi River. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being modified approval. Page 14, 7B, motion number M21-125 by Councilmember Gustafson Palmer. Brief. Motion approving the favorable recommendation of the City Planning Commission of zoning docket number 321 with additional modification to the height limitations in section 1825C, which shall read as follows. Section 1828, Algiers Riverfront Use and Height Restriction Overlay. 1828C, Building Design Limitations. The following building design standards and requirements shall apply to any new structure, major renovation, or expansion within the boundaries of the Algiers Riverfront Use and Height Overlay District without regard to its use. A, except as provided in subsection B, the height shall be limited to 60 feet and no more than 5 stories, and the density as provided in the base zoning district unless the building meets the standards described in Article 18, Section 1813G. For properties within street frontage located along Brooklyn Avenue between Opelousas Avenue and Socrates Street, including lots that front the following streets that intersect with Brooklyn Avenue: Opelousas, Slidell Street, Homer, Newton, Diana, Lamart, Socrates, Ptolemy, and Lawrence Street. The height shall be limited to 40 feet and no more than 3 stories, and the density as provided in the base zoning district unless the building meets the standard described in Article 18, Section 1813G. 1. Such properties are permitted a maximum building height of 40 feet with a maximum height of 3 stories along the Brooklyn Avenue frontage. 2. Any additional height above 40 feet obtained through the height bonus provided in Section 1813G shall be set back from the front property line at Brooklyn Avenue at a minimum distance of 1 foot for every 1 foot in height, up to a maximum of 60 feet and 5 stories. C. Flat roof structures shall provide an adequately sized parapet in order to mitigate the sight of rooftop equipment. D. Where provided as accessory flat roof features, open spaces located on roofs shall be excluded from the calculation of building height and gross floor area in accordance with Section 2160. Page 16, zoning docket 921. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. Number 9 on page 16, zoning docket 1121. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. On page 18, number 10, legislative grouping. 10A, zoning docket number 1321, 634 Orange Street. Requesting a conditional use to permit the retail sale of packaged alcoholic beverages in an MU2 high-intensity mixed-use district on Square 82, Lot 82C1 in the 1st Municipal District, bounded by Orange Street, St. Thomas Street, Religious Street, and Richard Street. Municipal address 634 Orange Street, Suite A. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for approval subject to 2 provisos. Motion 10B has been withdrawn with a substitute motion 10C. Substitute motion number M21-118 by Councilmember Banks, approving the conditional use subject to 2 provisos as provided in the City Planning Commission report, with the addition of 6 provisos for a total of 8 provisos. 3. Signage advertising the sale of alcoholic beverages shall not be visible from the public right-of-way. 4. The applicant shall provide to the City Planning Commission staff a litter abatement program letter approved by the Department of Sanitation, inclusive of the stated location of trash storage, the type and quantity of trash receptacles, and the clearing of all litter from the sidewalks, and periodic hosing of the street right-of-way. The name and phone number of the owner operator of the development shall be included in this letter to be kept on file in case of any violation. In no case shall trash be stored so that it is visible from the public right-of-way. 5. The sale of alcoholic beverages shall be restricted to those for consumption off premises only. 6. The consumption of alcoholic beverages and loitering in front of the structure or in the adjacent rights-of-way shall be prohibited. 7. The single serve of alcoholic beverages, including but not limited to any alcoholic beverage packaged and sold individually as a single serving, as well as bottles or containers of wine or distilled spirits less than 750 milliliters, shall be prohibited unless purchased in conjunction with food. 8. Hours of operation shall be limited to 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday. Page 20, item 11, zoning docket 1421. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. Page 21, item 12, legislative grouping. 12A, zoning docket 1521, PMAT Algiers Plaza LLC. Requesting an amendment to ordinance number 24,812 MCS zoning docket 12011 to permit a fast food restaurant with drive-through facilities in a C3 heavy commercial district. and SC Suburban Corridor Use Restriction Overlay District, and CT Corridor Transformation Design Overlay District. On Square HD Lot 1 in the 5th Municipal District, bounded by General de Gaulle Drive, Holiday Drive, MacArthur Boulevard, and Rue Park Fontaine, municipal address 4100 to 4150 General de Gaulle Drive, and 3008 to 3070, except 3014 Holiday Drive. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for approval, subject to 11 waivers and 33 provisos. 12B, motion number M21-123 by Councilmember Gisselson Palmer. Motion approving the favorable recommendation of the City Planning Commission on zoning docket number 1521, subject to 2 waivers and 11 provisos, with an amendment to waiver number 2, the inclusion of 3 additional waivers, and amendments to provisos 2 and 4 as provided as follows, for a total of 5 waivers and 11 provisos. Waivers only applicable to the drive-through fast food restaurant Chick-fil-A and Building B. 2, the applicant shall be granted a waiver of Article 24, Section 2411F wall sign of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, which allow 1 wall sign on the front elevation to permit 4 wall signs, 1 per building elevation. The applicant shall be granted a waiver of Article 15, Section 15.3B Building Design Standards, subsection 15.3B1A of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, which requires a primary entrance to be oriented to the street, to allow the primary entrance to be oriented towards Building B in the interior of the shopping center. The applicant shall be granted a waiver of Article 15, Section 15.3B Building Design Standards, subsection 15.3B1B of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, which requires the newly constructed building to contain a minimum transparency of 50% on the primary street, to allow for the elevation facing Building B in the interior of the shopping center to contain a minimum transparency of 50%. The applicant shall be granted a waiver of Article 23, Section 23.6B front landscape yard of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, which requires a front landscape yard a minimum of 10 feet in width along the front lot line for the portion of the site in front of the newly constructed building in Building B, to allow for the existing landscaping buffer to be maintained outside of the property line. Provisos only applicable to the drive-through fast food restaurant Chick-fil-A and Building B. 2, the applicant shall submit final plans showing compliance with all design standards listed in Article 15, Section 15.3B of the CZO, with the exception of any waivers specifically granted herein. Additionally, design of the fast food restaurant and the Building B retail structure shall be complementary to the existing structures along General de Gaulle Drive. This shall be accomplished through the following, subject to review and approval by the City Planning Commission staff. A, the materials and color scheme of the fast food restaurant and Building B retail structure shall be consistent with the existing structures facing General de Gaulle Drive. B, pedestrian walkways shall be provided that connect the fast food restaurant and Building B with each other, as well as the adjacent structures along General de Gaulle Drive. The new pedestrian walkways shall be similar to the existing brick pattern stamped concrete walkways. 4, the applicant shall submit a landscape plan that complies with Article 23 of the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance, subject to review and approval of the Department of Parks and Parkways. The landscape plan shall be prepared by a licensed Louisiana landscape architect and indicate the following. A, the genus, species, size, location, quantity, and irrigation of all existing and proposed plant materials within both the common areas of the street rights of way within the site, with applicable remarks and details. B, an above ground sunlit parking lot stormwater detention BMP shall be worked into the interior or the perimeter of every parking facility to capture, filter, infiltrate, and store the first flush less than 1.25 inches coming off of the parking surface area pursuant to Article 23, Section 23.7A6. C, interior parking lot landscaping, including parking lot islands and or landscaped areas in accordance with Article 3, Section 23.7C. D, parkway trees in accordance with Article 23, Section 23.11. Page 24, Item 13, Zoning Docket 1621, City Council Motion M2450. Requesting a text amendment. I apologize. This item has been deferred to the meeting of April 22nd. Page 25, Item 14, Legislative Grouping. 14A, Zoning Docket Number 2121, Kenneth C. Jackson, Melanie A. Panya, Dominique Gussman, and James Spears. requesting a conditional use to permit a hotel with live entertainment secondary use in an HUB1 Historic Urban Neighborhood Business District, the LAS LaSalle Street Overlay District, and an EC Entertainment Corridor Design Overlay District on Square 333, lots 2 and 3 in the 4th Municipal District, bounded by LaSalle Street, Washington Avenue, 6th Street, and South Liberty Street. Municipal addresses 2836 to 2842 LaSalle Street. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for approval, subject to 1 waiver and 10 provisos. 14B, motion number M21-130 by Councilmember Banks. Motion providing the City Planning Commission's recommendation approving the conditional use subject to 1 waiver and 11 provisos in the CPC report, with an addition of 1 proviso for a total of 1 waiver and 11 provisos. Page 26, item 15, zoning docket 2221, Platinum Holding Group LLC, requesting a conditional use to permit a 4-family multiple family residence in an HMR3 historic Marigny Treme Bywater residential district on Square 364, Lot N in the 3rd Municipal District, bounded by Montague Street, North Rampart Street, St. Claude Avenue, and Press Street. Municipal address 1032 Montague Street, for the recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for denial. A deferral of this item has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. Item 16, zoning docket 2321, City Council motion M2119. Deferral of this item is requested to the meeting of April 22nd. On page 27, item 17, zoning docket 2421, a deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. Item 18, legislative grouping. 18A, design review 1221, Williams Architects, requesting a demolition of an existing car wash structure located in the Central Business District as required by section 26.2 of the Municipal Code of Ordinances on Square 255, Lot 15A in the 1st Municipal District, bounded by Barone Street, Calliope Street, Dryad Street, and Howard Avenue. Municipal addresses 1019 to 25 Barone Street. The recommendation of the City Planning Commission being for approval. 18B, motion number M21-129 by Councilmember Banks. Motion approving the City Planning Commission, the City Planning recommendation on design review number 1221 for the property located at 1019 to 1025 Barone Street. On page 28, item 19, calendar number 32,930 by Councilmember Williams by request. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of June 3rd, 2021. Page 29, item 20, legislative grouping 20A, calendar number 33,018 by Councilmember Williams. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of June 3rd, 2021. Page 30, item 21, calendar number 33,183 by Councilmember Williams by request. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of June 3rd, 2021. Item 22, calendar number 33,263 by Councilmember Gisselson Palmer by request. An ordinance to authorize the mayor of the city of New Orleans to enter into a lease agreement with the successful bidder for at least the minimum price set by the appraisal for a certain portion of ground, together with all buildings and improvements thereon situated in the parish of Orleans, 5th Municipal District, Square 5, Part 7 or Lot A, as part of a subdivision of ARPANS 14 and 15, as more fully shown on the attached surveys and site plans attached as Exhibit A to the lease agreement, formerly known as the Turo Shakespeare Home, and which improvements bear the municipal address of 2621 General Meyer Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana 70114, hereinafter the leased premises, to fix the terms and conditions of said lease agreement, to declare that such property to be leased is no longer needed for public purposes, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Page 31, item 23, calendar number 33,267 by Councilmember Banks by request. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. Item 24, calendar number 33,272 by Councilmember Nguyen by request. An ordinance to authorize the mayor of the city of New Orleans to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement between the city of New Orleans and Sankofa Community Development Corporation for a term greater than 1 year for the public purpose of completing and maintaining a green infrastructure project to be located at the following described property belonging to the city: a portion of ground measuring approximately 40 acres in the 3rd Municipal District, which ground is bound by Florida Avenue, Dubriel Street, Southern Railroad, and Tennessee Street. and which lies more or less between the curb of Florida Avenue right-of-way and the railroad right-of-way adjacent to squares 1443 through 1459, as more fully detailed in the cooperative endeavor agreement attached hereto as Exhibit A and otherwise provided with respect thereto. Page 32, item number 25, calendar number 33,273 by Councilmember Broset by request. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. This item is referred to the Budget Committee. Item 26, calendar number 33,274 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred to the April 22nd meeting and referred to the Budget Committee. Page 23, item 27, calendar number 33,275 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred until April 22nd and referred to the Budget Committee. Item number 8, calendar number 33,276 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred until the April 22nd meeting and referred to the Budget Committee. Page 34, item 29, calendar number 33,277 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred until the April 22nd meeting and referred to the Budget Committee. Item 30, calendar number 33,278 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred until the April 22nd, 2021 meeting and referred to the Budget Committee. On page 35, item 31, calendar number 33,279 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred until the April 22nd meeting and referred to the Budget Committee. Item 32, calendar number 33,280 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred to the April 22nd meeting and referred to the Budget Committee. Page 36, item 33, calendar number 33,281 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is also deferred until April 22nd and referred to the Budget Committee. Item 34, calendar number 33,282 by Councilmember Broset by request. This item is deferred until April 22nd and referred to the Budget Committee. Page 37, item 35, calendar number 33,283 by Councilmember Banks by request. An ordinance to authorize the mayor of the city of New Orleans to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement between the city of New Orleans and the state of Louisiana Office of Facility Planning and Control relative to allowing and facilitating the rehabilitation of the old New Orleans VA building as more fully detailed in the cooperative endeavor agreement attached hereto as Exhibit A and otherwise provided with respect thereto. Page 38, item 36, legislative grouping. 36A, motion lying over, number M2190 by Councilmember Moreno. A motion to amend the New Orleans City Council's rules to add Rule 55 regarding the City Council's vehicle policy. 36B, amendment to motion lying over, number M2190 by Councilmember Moreno. Amending the motion as follows. 1. In Exhibit A on the second line of the fourth paragraph in Section C, replace the words C Section M with C Section K. In Exhibit A, following after the fourth bullet point in Section J, insert the following as the fifth bullet point. Any event resulting in immediate or automatic termination of driving privileges under Section C. Number 3, in Exhibit A, at the end of the second line in Section I, insert the following. In the event of an accident, the operator of a council vehicle shall call 911 to request the dispatch of a police officer and unless otherwise advised, remain at the scene of the accident until police arrive and complete a report. Number 4, in Exhibit A, replace the second paragraph in Section K with the following. The foregoing indemnity obligation shall not apply to liability incurred as a result of intentional, willful, or wanton misconduct from conduct that would result in the immediate termination of driving privileges, or from liability incurred as a result of conduct that exceeds the allowable incidental personal use set forth in Section D. Page 39, item 37. Legislative grouping. 37A, substitute resolution lying over, number R2192 by Councilmember Gisselson Palmer. A resolution to support federal and global action to address disproportionate health outcomes in communities of color and to take action to preserve our local environment and economy by opposing the construction of Formosa Plastics and any industrial or petrochemical plant that significantly adds to the existing toxic emissions in Cancer Alley. This item is being withdrawn and substituted with the following resolution. 37B substitute resolution number R2192 by council members Gisselson, Palmer, and Nguyen. A resolution to support international action to address disproportionate health outcomes in communities of color and hereby take action to preserve our local environment and economy by opposing the construction of the Sunshine Project and any petrochemical plant that significantly adds to the toxic emissions in Cancer Alley. Page 40, item 38. Motion number M21-120 by Councilmember Giarrusso, directing the City Planning Commission to conduct a public hearing to consider a request to rescind ordinance number 28341 MCS, zoning district 2820, establishing a conditional use to permit an established multifamily dwelling in an HURD2 historic urban two-family residential district on square 516 Lot E in the 7th Municipal District, bounded by Forshee, Olive, Hamilton, and Mistletoe Streets. Municipal address 9118 Olive Street, based upon the request by the owner to rescind the conditional use. Item 39, motion M21-121 by Councilmember Moreno. A deferral has been requested to the meeting of April 22nd. Page 41, item 40, motion number M21-122 by Councilmembers Gisselson, Palmer, and Nguyen, directing the City Planning Commission to conduct a public hearing to consider amending and reordaining ordinance number MCS 4264 as amended by ordinance number 26,413 MCS as amended, the comprehensive zoning ordinance of the City of New Orleans, to consider amending the permitted and conditional use table in Article 12, Table 12.1, to provide that the commercial use of the grocery store in the HU/MU zoning district above 10,000 square feet can be granted via a conditional use and to amend section 12.2B1 commercial use floor area limitation to revise the correlating prohibition therein. Item 41, resolution number 21-124 by council members Moreno, Glapion, Banks, Gisselson, Palmer, and Brosette. A resolution in support of HB 243 filed by Louisiana State Representative Candace N. Newell, which provides for the decriminalization of marijuana possession and distribution. Page 42, item 42. Resolution number R21-126 by council members Gisselson, Palmer, Banks, Nguyen, Moreno, Giarrusso, Brosette, and Glapion. The council recognizes and applauds the tremendous efforts of Second Harvest Food Bank throughout the COVID-19 pandemic to keep its doors open and food flowing to those most in need and stand ready to assist Second Harvest in any way necessary moving forward, including fundraising and volunteer support, to ensure that its mission can continue while recovery from the pandemic is still underway. Item 43, resolution number R21-127 by Councilmember Banks, supporting the Barone Lofts Development's affordable housing program application to the Federal Home Loan Bank of Dallas for subsidy to develop affordable housing on land awarded in a competitive request for proposals. The governing authority of the Parish of Orleans supports and adopts by resolution this revitalization plan. Item 44 is ordinances on first reading. That completes today's agenda.
Thank you, Paul. We will now recess to begin our public comment break. May I have a motion to recess for public comment?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Banks and a second, I believe, from Councilmember Giarrusso. Madam Clerk?
Yes. Councilmember Nguyen,
Yay.
Councilmember Brosette,
Yes.
Councilmember Glapion,
Yes.
Councilmember Moreno, Councilmember Gisselson Palmer, Councilmember Banks,
Yes.
Councilmember Giarrusso.
Yay.
We have 5 members. We have a quorum. We are now in recess.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We are officially in recess and we have a point of personal privilege from Councilmember Giarrusso. Councilmember Giarrusso, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. In our continuing efforts as a city and as a council to support vaccinations, I wanted to point out to the public that this Friday, there will be approximately 3,000 Pfizer COVID-19 vaccination appointments available at Xavier University's Convocation Center. That's 7910 Sterlitz Avenue. Appointments will run from 7:45 till 5:30 p.m. Obviously, the goal of this is to ensure that all Xavier University students, faculty, and staff, as well as community members in the surrounding areas like Gertown, Mid-City, BW Cooper, Hoffman Triangle, Broadmoor, Marleyville, Fontainebleau, Holly Grove, and Dixon, can receive their initial vaccine dose. Want to thank Oshner, who is a partner with Xavier on this, for helping to provide the vaccines. Anybody who's 16 years and older is eligible to receive the vaccine. And while appointments are preferred, there will be a walk-up. And in addition to this, I'd also like to give credit to the city and LCMC, who are working on some mobile testing at some point later this month in Holly Grove and Leonidas. We know if we look at the district maps that there are sort of places that aren't having as much vaccine. And so, to borrow the mayor's phrase, we're going to try and meet people where they are and bring the vaccines directly to them. So that's the announcement. We're doing good work. I think collectively over 37% of the city is vaccinated, but Councilmember Banks ends all these meetings with wear masks and get vaccinated. I think the more that we can talk about making sure that we're all vaccinated, it's incredibly important. That's a shout out to you, Jay.
Appreciate that, and I will remind everybody again at the end of this meeting to get the vaccination and to continue to wear a mask. I certainly will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice President.
Thank you, Councilmember Giarrusso, for sharing that information with us. We also have a point of personal privilege from Councilmember Nguyen. Councilmember Nguyen, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam. Good morning to all. Well, first of all, again, I also wanted to jump in with my colleagues. Please continue to wear masks, hand sanitize, and social distance as well. So I actually have two proclamations that I'd like to present. The first one we're going to go with is Ms. Velda McCrane. Do we have her fan clubs on from the clerk of court? I'm just trying to see. I know they were all on earlier. Clerk of court, Arthur Morrell. Okay. I see them, but their video is not on. But okay, well, I'll just go ahead and start. So there we are. Hi, guys. Hi. So I am extremely honored to present a New Orleans City Council proclamation to Ms. Velda McCrane, who is a God-fearing woman and an apostle at Sons and Daughters of Promise Church. She has been with the Clerk of Court District Court since 1974. Ms. Velda, I just want you to know I was 4 years old in 1974. So just wanted to share that, but you look amazing. And her legacy will live forever. She has worked in every division of criminal court and knows it like the back of her hand. Velda is a very dedicated and loyal staff member for Clerk of Court Arthur Morrell. I'm sure that everyone will miss you, your pleasant voice, your smile, and your extensive knowledge on the job. Enjoy your retirement after 47 years. 47 years of service at the Criminal District Court. You earned it, ma'am. And so, again, I would like to virtually present to you the New Orleans City Council proclamation. So it reads, whereas the city of New Orleans is renowned for its food, festival, famous citizen, and foreign visitors. And whereas the City Council takes great pride in paying tribute to events and activities, now therefore, be it proclaimed by the City of New Orleans that the council recognizes Velda J. McCrane. Congratulations on your retirement from the Clerk of Court. I'm sorry about that. Clerk of Court, District Court, after 47 years of dedicated service. You've had a stellar career with the clerk's office, which began on April the 15th, 1974 through October 1974. On April the 15th, 1974, as the Deputy Docket Clerk in Section B, and then in October 1974 to January 1976 as the Deputy Docket Clerk in Section D. In January 1976 through December 1979 as a microfilm operator. Then in January 1980 to July 2006, as the in-court division supervisor, and then in July 2006 and retiring on April the 3rd, 2021 as the information officer supervisor. The commitment you have demonstrated is deeply appreciated. May peace and blessing attend all the good that you have endured on this day and days to come with your retirement. May God bless you and may he forever smile upon you with favor. In the name of and by the authority vested in the Council of the City of New Orleans, requested by myself and signed by all of my colleagues. Again, ma'am, Ms. Velda, congratulations. Appreciate your commitment. And I'm going to turn the floor over to you and to our clerk of court, Arthur Morel, if you would like to provide any comments.
Thank you, City Council. Thank you, Councilwoman Wynn. You know, when I first became clerk in 2006, I've been knowing Velda before that because I've been practicing law here. But it seemed like when there was a question that no one can answer, it says, see Ms. Velda. So when I became clerk of court, we created a position for her. Information, you can get it from Velda. And she's been very, very important to us. We don't have another person to replace her. It can't be done because of her wealth of knowledge. No one can compare to it. But where she is now, she's one of those welcoming faces you see when you come into office. And all I ever hear is nice comments about Miss Velda. That's how she is addressed around here, Miss Velda. She's all our seniors, so we respect that. But knowledge is important. And we really want to thank you because she's going to be missed. But hopefully she won't be going too far. Because we may still have to hire her when there's a question that needs to be answered. Because believe me, she knows every little corner of this building too. And no one can ever, unless they've been here as long as she has, know where things can be found and the answers to things. And she stays up to date with everything, which is good. So Velda, on behalf of the whole staff, all employees, we're gonna miss you. Hopefully not too long. You're welcome to come back. You'll always have a seat in this office if you ever want to come and just spend some time.
Thank you.
Thank you, City Council. Thank you, Ms. Velda. And Ms. Velda would like to say something.
I would just like to thank the City Council for giving me this opportunity and to something from the city, as long as I've been working from the city. So I just want to thank Mr. Morel for allowing me to work here under his administration. And I want to thank all my colleagues for their surprise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. I see Councilmember Palmer popped up. Did you want to share some remarks?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for your service. I mean, so many people don't understand. I know Mr. Morel was talking about how you know everything down there, but people don't really understand the sacrifice in public service many times, and there are a lot of unsung heroes. So thank you again for your diligence and working for the city for such an extraordinary amount of time. We thank you.
And so I just wanted to showcase, because Terry put a lot of work into our proclamation. And so Ms. Velda, I'll be personally delivering this to you. And again, thank you so much for your service to the city of New Orleans.
Thank you. Terry can attest to her importance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100% sure. And a very hard worker, dynamic and a very hard worker. All right, thank you, you guys, for joining us. And again, Ms. Velda, thank you so much for your time, for your service to the city of New Orleans.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And
Thank you, Councilmember Wynn.
I got one more, madam.
You have one more. Go right ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Today, we are honoring and will be presenting a proclamation to Majesty Queen Michaeli Jean Watts. And so I'd like to present this proclamation to Chanel Watts. I know Mom just popped up mother of our queen, Mikhail Watts. She is the 2021 Queen of Young Men of Louisiana, a carnival social and pleasure club that was established in 1929. Many blessings on your coronation and carnival ball on April the 10th. That is this coming Saturday. As queen-elect, you did not have the opportunity to complete a full regalia as queen. In honor of your reign as queen, the young men of Louisiana will host a virtual coronation. Enjoy your coronation event and continue to represent this honorable organization as their 2021 queen. So I see Mom just pop up. So Mom, I will be bringing this proclamation. And again, we put a lot of pride into our proclamation that we present to people. And I'm going to read this, the New Orleans City Council proclamation, whereas the city of New Orleans is renowned for its food, festival, famous citizen, and foreign visitors. And whereas the city council takes great pride in paying tribute to events and activities, now therefore be it proclaimed by the city of New Orleans that the council recognizes Queen Mikhail Jean Watts. Congratulations to Her Majesty as she reigned as the 2021 Queen of Young Men of Illinois, Incorporated, founded in 1926. May God bless you abundantly as a queen and young lady in society with poise and grace for your coronation. In the name of and by the authority vested in the Council of the City of New Orleans, requested by myself, signed by all of my colleagues this was done March the 8th, but we know that her event is going to be this coming Saturday. So Mom, I'm going to turn the floor over to you if you would like to share some comments about Queen 2021.
Yes, thank you. I'm honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of my daughter, Mikhail Watts. After the many disappointments of 2020, we are grateful for Councilwoman Cindy Nguyen and the City Council for the recognition of Mikhail's reign with the Young Men Illinois Club. It's been a very long year, and she missed out on a true graduation and a prom and a full-blown experience when she went to college for the first time. She's at Southeastern University of New Orleans. So this is really a high point of our year, and we really appreciate you and the council. Thank you.
No, thank you. And please, if there's anything else we can do, please always feel free to reach out to us.
I sure will.
And I know you're a very proud mom, so congratulations.
We really are. And her dad also, I don't want to forget him, Michael Watt. I don't know who's prouder, me or him.
I understand. Any comments from my colleagues? Councilmember Brissette, I saw you pop up and unmuted.
Yeah, thank you, Councilmember Nguyen. And Ms. Watts, I do want to commend your daughter as a member of Young Men of Illinois, a new member. I want to congratulate her on all her accomplishments. And although this has been a different year and throughout this pandemic, in a very struggling year, we know, during difficult times and perseverance, the light shines upon many of us during these difficult times. And just want to congratulate her and honor her as queen. And so we extend all congratulations to your family for everything you all have done to raise a beautiful young woman, smart, intelligent, as Queen of Young Men of Illinois. So thank you. Just wanted to extend my congrats, and thank you to Councilmember Nguyen as well.
Thank you, Councilmember Brissette. I also wanted to acknowledge, I think there is a club member of the Young Men of Illinois that is also on, Marion Floyd.
Marion.
Yes,
There we
hello.
go, Mr. Floyd. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Council Member Nguyen, and to the
Hey,
New
Mr.
Orleans.
Floyd.
Hey, how you doing, sir? To the
Good.
council, we are so elated that you chose to honor our Queen-elect, as has been said, and I won't belabor the point that the Young Men of Illinois Club since 1926 has been in the business of introducing young women into society. The pandemic tried, but it couldn't stop us. We are going to honor our Queen-elect this Saturday with a virtual coronation, which will be as splendid and magnificent as in previous years. Thank you, New Orleans City Council. Thank you, Councilmember Nguyen.
Thank you, Mr. Floyd. I appreciate it. Well, you guys enjoy the event this weekend. Thank you, Ms. Watts, for joining us. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Madam Vice Chair, I'm going to turn the floor back over to you.
Thank you, Councilmember Nguyen. And I just want to say her experience might not be as it has been in previous years, but she is now a part of Mardi Gras history, and that can't be taken away from her. So congratulations to Queen Watts. We now stand in recess. We have approximately 11 minutes left in the public comment period. We now stand in recess.
What? Hey, Sonny.
Hey, Madam Clerk.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Doing fine. You had a nice birthday?
Yes, I did. I really did.
Good.
Are we ready?
We are ready. When you can start with roll call whenever you're ready.
Okay. So how long did Councilmember Glapion leave? I want to give her time to get to her desk.
You know what? Give her a couple minutes because she literally just walked off.
Okay. Okay.
We could just wait a couple minutes for her. That would be
Okay.
great.
That's fine.
Hey, Sonny. Good morning.
Good morning, Councilmember Moreno. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good. Hi there, Councilmember Wynn.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing well, no complaints. It's a beautiful day.
It
Yes,
is.
Yes, it is. Okay, Councilmember, she's at her desk now. Roll call. Councilmember Wynn,
Here.
Councilmember Brissette,
Present.
Councilmember Glapion,
Present.
Councilmember Moreno,
Present.
Councilmember Gissison Palmer,
Present.
Councilmember Banks,
Present.
Councilmember Jeruso.
Here.
We have 7 members. We have a quorum. We're now going to go to page 2. We have approval of the minutes, March 11th, 2021, and March 25th, 2021.
So moved. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Wynn. Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Wynn,
Yay.
Councilmember Brissette,
Yay.
Councilmember Glapion,
Yes.
Councilmember Moreno,
Yay.
Councilmember Gissison Palmer,
Yay.
Councilmember Banks,
Yay.
Councilmember Jeruso.
Yay.
We have seven O's to vote. The minutes have been approved. Special orders of business. All special orders are temporarily postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The consent agenda. A communication from Paul Harang, Interim Chief of Staff. This should be marked received. On top of page 3, we have a communication from Aaron Spears, Chief of Staff and Council Utilities Regulatory Office. This should be marked received. We're on page 4. We have a communication from Amy B. Trepanier, Personnel Director, City of New Orleans, Department of Civil Service, an amendment to the classified pay plan, health, new classification, health project, and plan and senior administrator. This should be marked received. We have a communication from Melissa Quigley, Assistant City Attorney, City of New Orleans, Department of Law. This should be marked received. We're now on top of page 5. We have a communication from Tiffany Jackson, Deputy Director, New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund. This should be marked received. We have a report of the Executive Director of the New Orleans, New Orleans Historic District Landmarks Commission, Central Business District, Historic District Landmarks Commission, 6322 Annunciation Street. This should be marked received. The hearing will be set for today. We have the report of the Executive Director of the City Planning Commission. This should be marked received. Suggested hearing date is April 22nd. We're now on top of page 6. We have the report of Teresa R. Beecher, Council Research Officer, New Orleans City Council, 2605 North Villeray Street. This should be marked received. We have ordinance calendar number 33,265 by Councilmember Gissison Palmer, 2458 through 2460 Burgundy Street, zoning docket 621. On top of page 7, we have ordinance calendar number 33,268 by Councilmember Banks, 4210 through 4214 Magazine Street, zoning docket 821. Those are all the matters on the consent agenda.
I'll move for approval.
Okay.
Second.
Do we have any comments on the consent agenda?
No, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilmember Nguyen?
Yay.
Councilmember Brissette?
Yay.
Councilmember Glapion?
Yay.
Councilmember Moreno?
Yay.
Councilmember Gissison Palmer?
Yay.
Councilmember Banks?
Yay.
Councilmember Jeruso?
Yay.
7 yeas, no nays. The consent agenda has been adopted. Are we ready to go into executive session?
Sunny, are you okay to take it a little bit early?
Yes, absolutely. I'm ready.
Okay, great. Sure. Madam Clerk, you can read us in.
We have the executive session pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statutes 4216 and 4217A2. The Council of the City of New Orleans may convene an executive session for the purpose of discussing the following litigation: the City of New Orleans versus 1031 Canal Development, LLC et al., docket number 2020-7214, Division C, Section 10, Civil District Court for the Parish of Orleans, State of Louisiana. The United States of America versus the City of New Orleans, Civil Action number 12-CV-01924, Section E, Division 2, United States District Court for the Eastern District of Louisiana. LaShawn Jones et al. Versus Marlon Guzman et al., Civil Action number 12-859, Section I, Division 1, United States District Court for the Eastern District of Louisiana. LaFay versus City of New Orleans, Civil Action number 20-41, Section E, Division 2, United States District Court of the Eastern District of Louisiana. We need to vote to go in. I need a move in a second, please.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'll make a motion. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brissette. Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Nguyen?
Yay.
Councilmember Brissette?
Yes.
Councilmember Glapion?
Yay.
Councilmember Moreno,
Yay.
Councilmember Gustafson Palmer,
Yay.
Councilmember Banks,
Yay.
Councilmember Jeruso.
Yay.
7 yeas, no nays. We're now in executive session.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go log into the back.
Council members and Madam City Attorney, I will let you know when we are ready to begin.
Thank you very much.